Attention please, attention please. Important announcement for a cruise from VU University of Amsterdam and University of Porto, which will start today in the lightweight men's double schools. You need to go immediately to the weight control. The cruise from the VU University of Amsterdam and University of Porto in the lightweight men's double schools need to go immediately to the weight control. Thank you. Attention please, once again. Important reminder to the crews in the lightweight men's double schools from VU University of Amsterdam and University of Porto. You need to go immediately to the weight control. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the second day of the European Universities Rowing Championship Bydgoszcz 2023. The first race of the day. It will be lightweight men's double schools repassage on lane 1, University of Zagreb. On lane 2, University of Warsaw. On lane 3, Utrecht University. On lane 4, University of Lorraine. And on lane 5, University of Heidelberg. The first race of the day will start in about 1 minute. First 3 crews at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. The crews from the positions 4th and 5th will go to the final C. And the race has just started. Lightweight men's double sculls repassage. Five crews and 3 places in the semi-finals. That's the decider. 1,000-meter distance, and only first 3 crews will advance to the semi-finals. After first 500 meters, lane 4, University of Lorraine, is leading the race on the second and third places. Lane 5, University of Heidelberg, and lane 3, Utrecht University. University of Warsaw on lane 2 is also close to the third place. But the University of Lorraine on lane 4 is still leading. Paul Desplanques and Leo Gross. Lanes 4, 5, and 3 at first 3 places. And still lane 4, University of Lorraine in front of lane 5 and 3. But on lane 3, Utrecht University is rowing faster and faster. Niels Skiving and Jos Bohuis. They are taking the second place at the moment. Still on lane 4, University of Lorraine in front in this race. Desplanques and Grosset. The French crew will cross the finish line on first place. And that's it. Second place for Utrecht University and the third place for the University of Heidelberg. That means first 3 crews at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. Please remember and do not forget to stay on your lines after the crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. It is very important to stay on your lines until the last crew will cross the finish line. You have to stay on your lines after crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. It's important. Dear athletes, all competitors, rowers and coaches, let me remind you once again, after crossing the finish line, all crews need to stay on their lines until the last crew will cross the finish line. It's very important. Meantime, we have the start of the next heat. It is the lightweight women's singles repassage number 1. On lane 1, Anna Ott from the University of Pannonia. On lane 2, Chloé Lavenir from University of Lyon. On lane 3, Ines Oliveira from University of Coimbra. On lane 4, Rita Grill from University of Vienna. And on lane 5, Maria Szelajewska from the University of Warsaw. A very strong start on lane 3 for Ines Oliveira from University of Coimbra. She's taking a very big leading at the moment. She's leading about 4 or 5 crews after the 500 meters. But we have a close battle for the second place between lanes 2 and 4. On lane 2, Chloé Lavenir from University of Lyon. On lane 4, Rita Grill from University of Vienna. Only the winner and the second place at the finish line will advance to the final A. Third, fourth and fifth rower at the end of this race will go to the final B. And still, Ines Oliveira from Portugal is leading the race very clearly. But let's focus on lanes 2 and 4. Who will take the second place and who will go to the final A? Lavenir from France or Grill from Austria? Now it looks like Rita Grill from University of Vienna on lane 4 lose the second place, and the Chloé Lavenir is rowing faster and faster in the last 200 meters for the second place and for the final A. Ines Oliveira is leading clearly, but who will take the second place? Let's take a look at the lanes 2 and 4. Oliveira wins the heat, and the second place for Chloé Lavenir from University of Lyon. First two will advance to the final A. The rest of the crews will start in the final B. Please stay on your lines until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. Meantime, we had a start for the next race of the day. It is the second repechage in the lightweight women's singles. We have 4 crews in course. On lane 1, Cecilia Bertolani from Turin Polytechnic. On lane 2, Annabelle Ruinet from Royal Holloway University of London. On lane 3, Antoaneta Karaivanova from Technical University Sofia Branch Plovdiv. And on lane 4, Irmak Fertuk from Marmara University, Turkey. Also, first 2 crews at the finish line will advance to the final A after 500 meters. On lane 2, Annabelle Ruinet is leading the race very clearly. Antoaneta Karaivanova on second place. Lane 3. .300 meters to go, and still lane 2. Annabelle Ruinet is leading the race in front of Antoaneta Karaivanova on lane 3 and Irmak Fertuk on lane 4. Less than 200 meters to go. Annabelle Ruinet looks very tired at the last 100 meters. And Karaivanova on lane 3 is rowing faster and faster. And we have a sound mark at the finish line. Annabelle Ruinet from Royal Holloway University of London wins the race. Second place for Antoaneta Karaivanova from Technical University Sofia Branch Plovdiv, and both are advanced to the to the final A. The rest of the crews will compete in the final B. The next race to start is the repechage of men's coxless fours on lane 1, University of Mainz, Germany. On lane 2, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz, Poland. On lane 3, Marmara University, Turkey. On lane 4, University of Lorraine, France. And lane 5, Nikolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, Poland. First 2 crews at the finish line will advance to the final A. The crews from the positions 3rd, 4th and 5th will compete in the final B. That means this repechage is kind of a decider for all competing crews. As we can see, on lane 2, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz is taking the lead from the start in this race. Piotr Dziewieczyński, Michał Witkowski, Kacper Twarowski and Bartłomiej Sopoński. The Polish crew from the host city is leading the race on lane 2. There's a battle for the second place between lanes 4 and 5. On lane 4, University of Lorraine from France. Louis Prouvost, Lucas Varini, Pierre Miniti and Baptiste Lebel. On lane 5, Nikolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, Oskar Streich, Dominik Zyblewski, Karol Krause and Kacper Polański. Only first two crews will advance to the final A. It is a very close battle for the second place between lanes 4 and 5. French and Polish crews. And the Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz on lane 2 still leading the race. About 300 meters to go. Who will take the second place? Still on lane 2, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz in front of lanes 4 and 5. University of Lorraine or Nikolaus Copernicus University in Toruń. Who will take the second place and will advance to the final A? At the moment, it looks like lane 4 is getting the second place, but we have to wait 50 more meters to go. And still, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz on lane 2 wins the race. Second place for lane 4, University of Lorraine. And third place for for Nikolaus Copernicus University in Toruń on lane 5. Please stay on your lines after crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. It was a very close battle for the final A. Finally, the winners from Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz and the second place from University of Lorraine will compete in the final A. And the next race is coming up in a moment. The repechage for the men's quadruple sculls. On lane 1, Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich. On lane 2, University of Erlangen-Nuremberg. On lane 3, University of Vienna. On lane 4, Turin Polytechnic. On lane 5, University of Gustav Eiffel. And on lane 6, University of Duisburg-Essen. And the green light means the race just started. Only 4 out of 6 crews will advance to the final A. The rest of the crews will compete in the final B. That means we can expect a very close battle for the third and fourth place, especially. But who will lead this race from the start? It looks like lanes 3, 4, and 2. On lane 3, University of Vienna. But they have some problem with the rowing direction at the moment. They've lost a little bit because of that, but they are still in front, or maybe the lane 6, University of Duisburg-Essen. The German students are rowing very fast from the start. Jan Renner, Steven Tischer, Max Kramenschneider, and Niklas Lebede. The University of Duisburg-Essen on lane 6. It looks like they are leading the race at the moment. Less than 500 meters to go. Lane 4 on second place. Turin Polytechnic from Italy. Zamariola, Giacobbi, Graziano, and Cerutti. And there's a close battle also on lanes 5 and 3. On lane 5, University of Gustave Eiffel from France. Madeleine, Kiefer, Lemoyne, and Lourdes. On lane 3, University of Vienna, Kiralihidi, Hornacek, Weber, and Holstein. Let's take a look at the last 150 meters. Lane 6, 4, 2, and 3. But still on lane 5, University of Gustave Eiffel had a chance to take the final A. Take a look at the finish line. University of Duisburg-Essen, first place. The second for the Turin Polytechnic, third place for the University of Erlangen-Nuremberg. And let's wait for the official results in this race, which was the race number 45 in the European Universities Rowing Championship Bydgoszcz 2023. We are waiting for the official results. Let me remind you that only the first 4 crews in this race will advance to the final A. And we have the official results. The first place for the University of Duisburg-Essen. Second place for Turin Polytechnic. Third place for University of Erlangen-Nuremberg. And the fourth place for University of Gustave Eiffel. The rest of the crews will compete in the final B. And we are ready to start the next race of the day, women's straight pairs repassage. On lane 1, University of Cambridge. On lane 2, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń. On lane 3, University of Zurich. On lane 4, University of Angers. On lane 5, University of Zagreb. And on lane 6, Imperial College London. Let's take a look at the start line. Once again from lane 1, University of Cambridge, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, University of Zurich, University of Angers, University of Zagreb and Imperial College London. Women's straight pairs, repassage. And only 2 places to the final A. The rest of the crews will compete in the final B. Who will take the first 2 places and will advance to the final A? We have still more than 900 meters to go in this race. 6 crews and only 2 can be advanced to the final A. Very strong start on lane 3 for University of Zurich, Ruth Ulbrich and Mara Bless. And still the lane 3 is leading the race, University of Zurich. On lane 2, at the moment on second place, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, Zofia Bożyszkowska and Cornelia Semrau. On third place, after first 250 meters, lane 4, University of Angers from France, Marion Fauré and Clémence Lebrun. Three boats in the battle for the 2 places in the final A. On lane 3, University of Zurich is still leading the race. On second place, it looks like at the moment is the University of Angers from France. And on third place, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń on lane 2. But it may change on the last 250 meters of this race. A very close battle for the final A. Still on lane 3, University of Zurich is leading the race. Now on second place, clearly, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń on lane 2. And third place at the moment for University of Angers from France. But the Polish rowers on lane 2 are getting faster and faster on the last meters of this race. Let's take a look at lanes 3 and 2. Who will win this race? 2 places in the final A. The winner and the second place will advance to the final A. But who will win this race? On lane 3, University of Zurich, and on lane 2, Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń. And finally, the first place for the University of Zurich, the second place for Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, the third place for University of Angers from France on lane 4. But only the first and second crew at the finish line will compete in the final A. The rest of the crews will go to the final B. The next race will start at 9:35, which means in about 3 minutes, and it will be the repassage number 1 in the women's singles. And the crews are ready to start the women's singles repassage number 1 in this heat. On lane 1, Zsofia Fusi from University of Pécs. On lane 2, Luisa Nerschulte from University of Münster. On lane 3, Sanne de Klein from Maastricht University. On lane 4, Juliette Brusseker from Radboud University Nijmegen. On lane 5, Lili Romšić from Szczecin Istvan University. And on lane 6, Lenka Buszkova from Brno University of Technology. Green light, and the race is just started, and the battle is for the 3 places in the semi-finals. The rest of the crews will compete in the final C. Only first 3 boats at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. The best start after first 150 meters on lane 4, Juliette Brusseker from Radboud University Nijmegen on lane 4. Second place at the moment on lane 3, Sanne de Klein from Maastricht University. And the third place at the moment for the lane 2, Luisa Nerschulte from University of Münster. After 500 meters, still Brusseker in front of de Klein and Nerschulte. lanes 3, 4 and 2 on the first 3 places at the moment. Zanne de Klein from Maastricht University on lane 3. She's leading the race. And a close battle for the second place between lanes 2 and 4. Nir Schulte from University of Münster and Brusseker from Radboud University Nijmegen. The first 3 crews at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. And finally, lane 3. Zanne de Klein from Maastricht University wins the race. Second place for Luisa Nir Schulte from University of Münster. And the third place for Juliette Brusseker from Radboud University Nijmegen. First 3 crews will compete in the semi-finals. Please stay on your lines after crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. The next race is in course. This is the second repassage in the women's singles on lane 1. Irma Kvertuk from Marmara University. On lane 2, Anastasia Yakovlev from Comenius University. On lane 3, Esther Spruit from Delft University of Technology on lane 4, Barbara Streng from Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, and on lane 5, Emma Bulgarelli from Turin Polytechnic. From the start, on lane 4, Barbara Streng from Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń is leading the race. Second place at the moment for lane 5, Emma Bulgarelli from Turin Polytechnic. First three at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. On third place at the moment on lane 3, Esther Spruit from Delft University of Technology. After 500 meters, still lanes 4 and 5. In front of lane 3, 2 and 1. On lane 4, Barbara Streng still leads in this race. Second place for lane 5, Emma Bulgarelli, and the third place, Esther Spruit on lane 3. "100 meters to the finish line. Barbara Streng in front of Emma Bulgarelli and Esther Spruit on third place at the moment. 20 meters to go. And the first place for Barbara Streng from Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toruń, second place for Emma Bulgarelli from Turin Polytechnic, and third place for Esther Spruit from Delft University of Technology. First three will compete in the semi-finals. The rest of the crews will go to the final C. And the next race to start is the repechage number 1 in the men's straight pairs. On lane 1, we have the crew of Marmara University. On lane 2, Leibniz University of Hanover. On lane 3, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz. On lane 4, Imperial College London. On lane 5, Brno University of Technology. The green light starts the battle for the 2 places in the final A. And it looks like the best start on lane 3, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz, Poland, Piotr Dziewieczyński and Michał Witkowski. On second and third place, lanes 2 and 5. On lane 2, Leibniz University of Hanover from Germany, Tom Otis Brandes and Yannick Menke. On lane 5, Brno University of Technology, Adam Dalibor Jurczyk and Tomasz Wodiczka. After 500 meters, still Dziewiczyński and Witkowski from Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz in front of Brandes and Menke from Leibniz University of Hanover and Jurczyk and Wodiczka from Brno University of Technology. Only first 2 crews on the finish line will advance to the final A. Third, fourth and fifth position will compete in the final B. And now we have the clear situation at the moment. About 200 meters to go. And still Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz on lane 3 in front of Brandes and Menke from Leibniz University of Hanover on lane 2. Now, at the third position, on lane 1, Marmara University, Aydin and Sahin. They are pushing for the second place. They are rowing very fast at the moment. And they are still pushing for the second place. Take a look at the lane 1, Marmara University, Aydin and Sahin. First place for Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz, the second place for Leibniz University of Hanover, third place for Marmara University from Turkey. But only the first 2 crews will compete in the final A. Congratulations for lanes 3 and 2, Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz and Leibniz University of Hanover. The next race is coming up, the repassage number 2 in the men's straight pairs. On lane 1, Obuda University. On lane 2, University of Zagreb. On lane 3, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. On lane 4, Technical University of Denmark. And on lane 5, University of Vienna. The same rules in this repassage. Only first 2 will advance to the final A. The rest of the crews will compete in the final B. Five crews just started the battle for the 2 places in the final A. From lane 1, Obuda University, lane 2, University of Zagreb, lane 3, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, lane 4, Technical University of Denmark, and lane 5, University of Vienna. The best start after first 100 meters for lane 3, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Fitz and Draper. Very solid start also on lanes 5 and 4. On lane 5, Reiniger and Neppel from University of Vienna. On lane 4, Franzen and Becker from Technical University of Denmark. It looks like the University of Vienna, Reiniger and Neppel. On lane 5, they're taking the lead in this race after 500 meters in front of lane 3, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Fitz and Draper. The Austrians on lane 5 are leading the race at the moment. On lane 4, Technical University of Denmark, Franzen and Becker, they are pushing for the 2nd place. It can be a very close battle at the finish line for the 2nd place. The Austrians still leading. Lane 5, University of Vienna, in front of Karlsruhe Institute of Technology on lane 3 and Technical University of Denmark on lane 4. Only 2 quota places for the final A. The last 100 meters will decide who will go to the final A. Technical University of Denmark or Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. University of Vienna is leading this race very clearly, but who will take the 2nd place? It looks like the Germans on lane 3, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. In front of the 3rd place, the Technical University of Denmark. Please stay on your lines after the crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. And once again, congratulations for University of Vienna and Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. Those crews will compete in the final A of the men's straight pairs. And the next race to start, it will be men's doubles repassage, which will start in about 3 minutes. Let's take a look at the starting lineup of the men's double sculls repassage. On lane 1, Turin Polytechnic 2. On lane 2, University of Twente. On lane 3, University of Lyon. On lane 4, University of Stuttgart. On lane 5, Masaryk University. And on lane 6, Jönköping University from Sweden. First 3 boats at the finish line will advance to the semi-finals. The rest of the crews will compete in the final C. So, we will watch the battle for the 3 places in the semi-finals in the men's double sculls repassage. A very close start in this men's double sculls repassage. We have 6 crews battling for the 3 places in the semi-finals. But it looks like the best start for lanes 3 and 4. Also lane 6 and 5 are competing for the first 3 places. Lane 3, University of Lyon, Basset and Keller in front of lane 4, University of Stuttgart, Kaltenborn and Haider. On 3rd place at the moment on lane 2, University of Twente, Dieleman and Boij. Lanes 3 and 4 clearly in front, but who will take the 3rd place and will advance to the semi-final? It is a close battle between the 3 crews on lanes 1, 2 and 6, maybe even on 5 lanes, so it could be a battle between the 4 lanes for the 3rd place. Less than 300 meters to go. Still. Lane 3 in front of lane 4. On lane 3, University of Lyon, Basset and Keller. On 2nd place at the moment, University of Stuttgart. On lane 4, take a look at the finish line at the moment. First place for lane 3, second for lane 4 and 3rd place for lane 5. That means the University of Lyon won this race. The repassage in men's double schools. Lane 4 takes the 2nd place, University of Stuttgart. And lane 5, Masaryk University from Czechia takes the 3rd place. And the first 3 will compete in the semi-finals. Please stay on your lines after the crossing the finish line until the last crew will cross the finish line. Thank you. Finishing the last race, the repassage in the men's double schools, means that we will have a 1 hour, almost 1 hour break. The next race, the repassage in the lightweight men's singles, will start at 11:30 a.m. of course. So it will be almost 1.5 hour break now during the 2nd day of the European Universities Rowing Championship Bydgoszcz 2023. The next race, the lightweight men's singles repassage, will start at 11:30 a.m.